So can anybody sense a theme yet? And by that I'm talking about maps. We've had Overgrowth and King Sejong Station all night, and then Game 1 in the best of 3 between TwelveSeven and Federally starts on Overgrowth as well. So introducing the players here in the bottom left-hand side of the map. Spawning as the yellow Zerg player, it is the Older Gamers TwelveSeven. And in the upper right-hand portion of the map, spawning as the pink Protoss player, again, another new member of the Older Gamers, is Federally. Now, I will highlight again, there have been a lot of newer members of our team playing in this tournament, and this is a tournament for the Older Gamers clan. Thank you to Atticus, who is the brainchild behind the match. Without him, none of this would be possible. He tapped me to cast these matches. In Saturday, about a week and a half from now, there will be the quarterfinal round with all the winners from tonight going back at it, along with two players that got buys who you will see for the first time on Saturday. But for now, we're in the round of 16 between two gold players. Pretty standard openings for both. Pool first for TwelveSeven and Gateway first for our Protoss Federally. Hatch goes down after the spawning pool. Pretty standard opener for Zerg these days. Drone getting a scout off. Seeing that it's pretty standard. Both gases up. Wonder if he noticed if there's workers in there. So I understand there have been some streaming problems over these last couple of series, and I apologize for that. I've been checking my settings through the course of the night, and best I can come up with is I might have an ISP issue. So I apologize for any herky-jerky. I understand sound is coming through well, so I hope that my voice, my charming voice, is making up for anything that your eyes aren't telling you. First couple of Zerglings on the map. First queen pops out for TwelveSeven. So Overlord is seeing everything going on down here with the natural going up. Coupled with the early scout, he's got to know that there's really not anything to be too terribly worried about at this point. Which you can tell by the constant production of drones. Extractor's done, but no drones are in it yet. There go the drones. First 3 drones go to start mining gas at the 5-minute mark. Second and third queens about finished up for TwelveSeven as well. And nothing but drones on the way. A couple of Zerglings hanging out, seeing if there's anything going on. Back at home, pretty straightforward, macro-looking setup for the Zerg player. Second gas going down. Speed should get started very soon. 3 queens on the map, 1 on the way. Mothership core aggression on the Zergling, running them off. Gonna see what's going on at the third base. Warp gate research about to finish up for Federally. Four more Zerglings coming out, speed underway. And let's see, and the third hatchery going down. Worker production's about even, 25 apiece, now 26 for Federally, so never a good sign for Zerg for the other race to be ahead of worker production. Wall going up with 2 Evo chambers. And a roach warren at the wall. Wall also up for federally, with 2 stalkers standing guard in the gap there. So it looks like we're trenched in. Forward pylon going down for federally. Zerglings and a queen found that there. Speed just about finished up, 15 seconds away now for 12-7. Spines and spores going down for static defense in both the natural and the main. Third base just finishes for 12-7 as well. And another round of drones. Still pretty even in worker count. Overlord coming to see what's going on over here. Blink being researched at the moment, about halfway done. 2 gateways completed. Should expect to see probably a couple more coming soon. Roaches and burrow being researched. We'll see if that leads to anything. 1-1 upgrades, ranged upgrades for 12-7 coming down, as well as +1 ground attack for federally. Federally also doing a good job producing nothing but workers at this point. No reason not to. Haven't seen any aggression. Blink's almost finished up. DT Shrine goes down. Add does 2 more gateways. 1 there and 1 there. So 4 gate with DTs. Could be trouble for this third base with no defense there. Some Zerglings poking around over here by the watchtower. 1, 2, 3, 4 warp gates. Some DTs being warped in over here on the forward pylon. Let's see if anything comes of those. Roach is now being produced for 12-7. 12-7's in trouble here, being down almost 15 workers at this point. He either needs to figure out some sort of all-in or he needs to figure out how to make some workers. And as I say that, 4 drones coming on the map at this point. Roach speed on its way. 5 more roaches coming on the field as well. So 12-7 ignoring the fact that he's behind in worker count. We're going to evacuate the third base as the TTs start to do work on the third. Trying to buy a little time. There is there's the overseer, going to help clean up these DTs. 12-7 way up in supply, 82 to 69. 77 now. These roaches are going to clean up that pylon as the rest of the army maybe makes a push. Hatchery going back down for 12-7 at the third. Federally supply blocked with that pylon going down. Probe coming out to replace it, gets picked off. 12-7's up a good amount with 21 drones in production. So much for not having any drones coming. Big round of drones, and that'll help 12-7's economy substantially. So roaches are going to poke at this here. 1-1 upgrades on those roaches. Going to take out the cannon. Still 20 supply lead, backs off for now. Was force fielded out, had some stuff that Mothership Core that he couldn't deal with, so 12-7 turns back to the watchtower. Saturates the third that's not even up yet. 60 to 54, so the drone lead is now in favor of the Zerg, and as well as a 24 supply lead. Eight more pylons going down now for federally, so say no to the supply block. Immortal's now in production and being chrono boosted out, it looks like, out of 2 robo bays. So with all the roaches, Immortal is the tech du jour. Hydra Den was up a while ago. Looks like Hydra speed is being researched. +2 ranged weapon upgrade being researched. 12-7's having a little bit of problem with gas. A little shortage of gas supply. Third base is saturated. Natural is saturated. Main base is saturated. Overseer gets picked off. Hydra speed is completed. 5 Hydras on the way. Gas is fully saturated at the natural. Really needs to get gases at the third for as much as he's producing gas units. Roaches and Hydras. 8 more Roaches coming to the field for 12-7. Charge and +3 weapons now on the way for Federally, so Zealots with Charge could do some work against this army. And here come more Stalkers. I think they already have Blink. So Roaches with a little bit of Hydra mixed in. 40 supply lead for 12-7. More Roaches streaming across the map to rally with this army. 12-7's got about bottom half of the map pretty well covered in creep. And here's a big engagement with Roaches and Hydras. Hydra's going to be able to, looks like they're focusing down the Mothership Core. They're going to get the Mothership Core. And do a little work on the wall, take out a pylon. Going to sneak in and get some work done. +2 attacks now close. Timing was a little bit off on this attack, and it looks like he's going to lose most of it. Still a 40 supply lead just about for 12-7 as he turns and walks away with the damage done. 12 more Hydras coming out at this time. 63 to 57 the worker supply between the two players. Third base fully saturated with gas now. Still having a tough time keeping it in stock though. So here come the Hydras that just popped. 10 more Roaches on the way. Lots of pylons coming down, or what do we got here? Cannons. Cannons coming to fortify the third base. You know, 12-7's going to be looking for that soon. Meanwhile, fourth base goes down for 12-7, presumably for more gas. Infestation pit going down. It looks like he's about finished. Just started his +2 carapace, so he'll need hive before he gets to 3-3. Here comes a push, a 2-1 timing it looks like. Sees the third, sees the cannons. Gonna lose the overseers. Nope, gets them out of the way. Take out the pylons. 2 probes down, 3 probes, 4. Army engages. 12-7 turns around to engage the army, pushes it back, and goes back to work at the third base of Federally. $17 workers lost at that base for Federally. That hurts. 40 supply down. Workers are now 59 to 49. So Federally was actually up quite a bit in drones at that point. And 12-7 turns and goes back. Goes all the way back. Two Colossus out on the field. Hive underway for 12-7. Between the Colossus and the Immortals, this isn't the best composition for Roach Hydra, and now 2 Templars on the way. Oh, a couple of poor Hydras get rallied into the mass there. Federally coming back, only 5 supply down at this point. With those Zealots with Charge, with +3 attack. Spire on the way for 12-7. He must have seen the Colossus. Third base going back down for Federally. One random Hydra hanging out here at the third. And he's going to get picked off. 12-7 built back up. 17 swarm hosts on the way. 17 swarm hosts. That's one way to take care of this army. Gonna go back and push at the third. Federally rallied at the... They just missed each other in that little choke. Gonna get a cancel on the third. Oh, takes it out. Doesn't even get a cancel. So here are the swarm hosts. About to engage. You can burrow them. Hope there's no detection there. So here come the locusts to push back the parade. Here come the rest of the units to support. Force fields go down to help block off. He lost what? He had 17, 12 on the map, so he lost 5 of those swarm hosts in that exchange. Corruptor's on the way now to help out with some of the Colossus. And the locusts are going to go to work on the wall. Main army's hanging out over here to deny the third. So as long as he can't get a third, the economy's going to suffer. He still has plenty of minerals there, but he's completely mined out on his main. So won't be able to produce a whole lot longer. Main army engages at the top of the map. Main army of TwelveSeven trying to get away. Locusts strung out for a good part of the map, rallying to I don't know where. Right about here. Still a 172 to 118 supply situation. Corruptor's going to get one of the Colossus. Corruptors get one of the Colossus before they're going to die. Here comes the stream of locusts to do some work before they die. Would like to see him uproot these swarm hosts and move them a little bit. Oh, there's detection in the ball now. Some roaches coming to get just cleaned out. Still getting a little bit of work done. Going to cut off these zealots coming in to reinforce. Locust still doing a little bit of work. Help out with the zealots. 127 to 77 the supply now. Ultra on the way for 12-7. More roaches just popped. And there's just not enough here to defend these Colossus from these Corruptors. These Corruptors are going to go to town on these Colossus. Locusts are going to follow them. And just a handful of Stalkers are going to repel these Corruptors. +1 melee attack on the way. Melee attack was never started. Swarm hosts are going to move, get into a little better position. Zerglings are now on the way. I know there's at least one Ultra on the map. +3 Carapace on the way for 12-7. And 2 more Templars coming out for Federally. Who is down to no mining bases, very few minerals left for Federally. If 12-7 can hold off or deny this third one more time, that should be all she wrote. Lots of units lost between the two of them. Good 25-minute match between these two. So, Locusts are coming in to see what's going on at the third. And they're going to try to get another deny on us here. Gets a cancel. Third base coming down on the other side. There's an Overlord right here who can see the whole thing though. Swarm host move to get Locust coming from this side. Gonna go deny the third with the main army. That may be it, because I think he's out of minerals up here. Yep, one patch of minerals right up here. So no third on the bottom, no third on the top. Gonna try one more time to secure this base. Takes out all the swarm hosts that are left. 12-7 just gonna mark. No, he's gonna engage the army. Good upgrades, lots of roaches. Gonna focus down on the. Doesn't have really any protection for those Colossus, so they're gonna go down. And that's gonna spell about the end of it. More roaches coming over to take care of business. $90 supply lead for now for 12-7. This is just about it with no more mining. 500 minerals in the bank. Federally's not going to be able to come back from this. 28-minute match ends up in favor of our Zerg player 12-7. So we'll keep the train rolling. I don't know if anybody's still with me, but we're going to see this through until the end. Map number 2 in this best of 3, coming forth on King Sejong Station. So I think there's the theme of the night, is King Sejong Station and Overgrowth. We'll see if Federally can push this to a game 3 and give us a different map. Up 1-0 in this best of 3, second game in the best of 3, spawning in the upper left-hand corner of King Sejong Station. It's the Older Gamers 12-7. And on the bottom, in the right-hand bottom side of King Sejong Station, down 1-0, needing this game to force a deciding game 3. From the Older Gamers, the Pink Protoss player, Federally. I have not heard from either of the other two sets of players that they're going to play tonight, so I think that this game 2 and potentially game 3 are going to be the last games on our stream tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it so far, and we'll see how many more games we have left. I am, of course, 12-7. I know I'm casting my own match. I know I am talking about myself in third person. Just trying to bring a little bit of professionalism to this unprofessional mess. But yes, spoiler alert, I do know what happened in this match. I do know who won. No, I'm not going to spoil it for you. So 12-7 going hatch first on this map, which can be risky sometimes against a Protoss player. There goes the spawning pool right on time. Probe comes in and sees the hatchery. Comes in and sees the spawning pool just started, so he knows it's a hatch first build as well. See if that changes what he's going to do. Loading up on gas. Lots of gas early on. 3 workers in each of the gas in the main. Cyber core coming down. Hatchery just about finished up for 12-7. First gas going down for 12-7 as well. Hatchery seconds away from finishing here. There it is. Queens get started at the main. TwelveSeven sees nothing going on at the first base, or at the natural rather, for Federally. Second queen gets started at the natural. Quick roach roaring. Roach roaring going down before 5 minutes. Second gas coming up. It looks like this is going to be a big roach push. Couple of Zerglings doing work on a probe, trying to maybe set a forward pylon. Stargate just about finishing up for Federally. So it looks like we're going to have early roach timing versus early Stargate. Last time I checked, roaches don't shoot up. So this could be a little bit of a problem for 12-7 in this game 2. Second base going down. Overlord sees it all. Nothing producing from the Stargate yet. Oracle first thing out for federally out of the Stargate. So maybe it's just a harass tool and he's going to transition into something else. Even still, roaches still don't shoot up, so... Warp gate just about finished up. No forward pylons on the map yet, but it's still early. First roach in production. Yeah, there's the first roach on the map. Layer being morphed in early, so yeah, it looks like he's going for early roach speed. Getting lots of gas so he can build lots of roaches, I'm assuming. 8 more roaches coming out. Very roach heavy. This is approaching all-in standards. Here comes the Oracle. Here comes the Oracle. What's the Oracle gonna do? Meanwhile, we got a Void Ray coming up and another Stargate being reproduced back in the base of Federally. There's the Stargate and there's the Void Ray. Oracle's gonna hang out over here. And the roaches are gonna move. Roach speed on the way. Modest supply lead for TwelveSeven at this point. And here comes the Oracle to do some work. Let's count the kills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is bad. 4 probe kills, 5 probe drone kills. Queen's coming in to help out to push back, but 5 workers lost in a very greedy build. And he's got to produce drones. He's got 7 drones on the way. So, does he have enough to cause damage with what's on the map right now, which is 14 roaches? 14 roaches is a lot at 8.5 minutes. But when you have Void Rays, number 2 about to spawn, number 3 also being produced, again, roaches don't shoot up, so this could be a problem. Oracle's back off in the corner over there. More roaches on the way. Roach speed is just about finishing up. Is this the timing that he's waiting for? Roach speed is completed now. 6 more drones on the way, so it looks like this is going to be a poke to do some damage, with maybe some transition behind. 30 drones to 30 probes at this point. And here comes the roaches. Gonna take out the pylon. 3, 4, 5. 5 worker kills, 7 worker kills for TwelveSeven. So able to even out a little bit. Gonna push into the main. Get that pylon, maybe try to supply block. 9 worker kills. But 4, and there goes the Overseer. 4 Void Rays with 1 more on the way. 12 roaches on the field. Hydra Den coming down now. Seeing the Stargate play. Gonna need something to hold that off because Queens aren't gonna do a ton against this many Void Rays. TwelveSeven did manage to supply block federally, so what he's got on the field is what he's got. Oracle's back to doing work, fighting the Queen, not going after the drones. Queen's gonna try to micro away. 4, 5 workers, 6 workers. Queen's coming in for support, gonna take out the Oracle. Oracle did some good work. I think 11 worker kills total to 9 worker kills for TwelveSeven with the little roach push. So much more cost effective. Losses you can see are over 1,000 more resources lost for TwelveSeven in the early game. 2 spores for defense here at the natural. Let's see if they'll be able to do anything. More Hydras on the way. 4 Hydras on the map. 6 more on the way. So more Roach Hydra play from TwelveSeven at this point. And he's going to scoot his way across the map and see what he can see. More Hydras coming. 2 extractors going down. TwelveSeven using every mineral and every bit of gas that he can use. So 5 more Hydras coming. 13 hydras on the field, 9 roaches, 2 more hydras to go. Here comes some more hydras across the field. So very hydra heavy versus the very void ray heavy from Federally. Still producing off at 2 Stargates. Well, stop production. Is droning up at this point, building the wall. Level 1 weapons about to finish up. I don't even think I've seen a evolution pit. Oh, this is cute. Leaving the hydras behind, just pushing with the roaches. Here come the air units. And now the hydras are going to come in and try to do some work. 1 void ray down. 2 void rays go down. 3 go down. There's a 4th. Going to get the 5th one? Not going to get the 5th one. So supply's very even at this point. 58 to 56. Worker count quite a bit in favor of Federally, 42 to 32. And I think that's evident by the early pressure by 12-7. 7 hydras on the map. 16 drones in production, however, as the third base completes for 12-7. So I foresee that we're going to see a saturated third here in the very near future. First evolution chamber going down at the 15-minute mark for 12-7. That's kind of late. Actually, it's very late. Building the void ray count back up. 2 in production, 5 on the field. Third Stargate goes down. Still no third base, at least over here that 12-7 can see. And we know that there's no third at all. So Federally's going to try to do this off of 2 bases. Speed upgrade for Hydra is just about finished up. Full saturation on the natural. Main is saturated, third base well on its way. More roaches and hydras on the way. Takes out the overlord. Supply blocks for a moment. I think this is where you're going to see the third come down for Federally. Certainly can't sustain this much Stargate play on 2 base. Phoenix transition now. Love to see 12-7 transition some of these workers to the third. A little oversaturation. Here comes the next army push for 12-7. 14 hydras on the field right now. He's snooping around for bases. Nothing at the 4th. Here come Phoenixes. Actually going to meet this army. And the hydras are going to go. There's 1 down, 2 down. Roaches streaming across the map. +1 ranged weapons about to finish up for 12-7. Second Evo chamber goes down. Oh, we're missing an engagement here. Big Hydra army against the Void Rays. The time warp was good for Federally and actually did a lot of work. 12-7's able to use the roaches to take out cannons and unpower the forge. But doesn't have anything much other than few Hydras here and 14 more on the way. Federally really needs to think about taking a third base soon. Main is about mined out. Full saturation on the natural. Trying to produce off of 3 Stargates. Fleet Beacon is now out. See what he decides to do with that. Tempests. Tempest is the tech of choice. 3 of them at a time being chronoed out. Again, I say this cannot be sustained on 2 bases. There goes the third, just now coming down for Federally. Phoenix is doing work on the Overlords. This is going to be a bad supply block. There's a couple here. 12-7 discovered those and is moving them, but these 2 are going to be no match for the Phoenixes. There's the supply block. 4 more on the way. And that's just to replace the 4 that were lost. "19 Hydras in the army for 12-7. 3 Tempests are out at this point. 3 more are on the way. This could get ugly in a hurry, even with the supply lead. And the Hydra push. There still may not be enough here. Upgrades are still behind. 2-1 just now underway for 12-7 for his ranged upgrades. Steady stream of Hydras at this point. 30 Hydras on the map. Rallying to what would be the 4th base of Federally. Queen's gonna go down. Hydra speed just about to finish up. But it doesn't give really any bonus on creep, it's an off creep bonus. There's those annoying phoenixes. Let's see if they come back to do more work. 12-7 gets the 4th down over here on the 9 o'clock side of the map. Starts to move drones. Nothing but Hydras. And a big ball of air right over here. We'll see what happens to this. Hydras engaged. Good time warp down. The Void Rays are going to melt to all these Hydras. That leaves the Tempest to do work, and they're going to do some work. 12-7's going to go in and try to get a little economic damage done. Now he's going to turn around and fight the Tempest. Gets 1. Gets the 2nd. I think that's about all he's going to get. 21 more Hydras coming. Spire just about finished up as well. Meanwhile, this base is finished up and is already saturated for 12-7. 64 workers to 49 for Federally. Left with 5 Tempests and 3 Void Rays. 3 more Tempests coming down. 4 Phoenixes still floating around over here. So nothing but a Sky Army versus nothing but Hydras for 12-7. Hydra's going to try to pick off these Phoenixes. Looks like they're going to circle around, get position, and take them out. So the Phoenixes are no more. Infestation Pit's finished up. I'm going to assume that's for 3-3. 19 Mutas now coming for 12-7. +2 armor coming in for 12-7. So Hydra Muta is the tech choice for 12-7, who currently holds about a 50 supply lead. So, and here comes the brigade. Here comes the Air Force for 12-7. All those Mutas rallying over at the 4th, the would-be 4th, for Federally. Sky Army sees it and comes to engage, or maybe doesn't. No, doesn't see it. Is not set to attack. Mutas are going to make quick work of some Void Rays. Hydras are going to push back the Tempest, so the Tempest and the Void Rays are isolated. The Mutas should be able to take out these Void Rays in very short order. Over 60 supply lead now for 12-7, with 11 more Hydras coming on the way. There's the Air Army right there for Federally, with 3 more Void Rays on the way. +2 Carapace upgrade is about to finish up for 12-7. +2 air weapons for those Tempests are about to finish up as well. Fourth base saturated pretty well for 12-7. Main base is mined out and the gas is mined out completely. Here comes the engagement at the third. Takes out some cannons and moves on back. Not gonna risk too much. He's gotta know he's ahead, at least to some degree. He's got an army composition that counters what Federally has going on. Goes in to poke a little bit at the natural, the wall. Pushes the army back into the main. Takes care of the cannons at the third. And retreats again. 4 more mutas, 58 Zerglings. So I think 12-7 seeing an in-game insight is maxed out. Has over 80 supply lead at this point. 3-3 upgrades are on the way. With +1 carapace for the mutas coming. Mutas are going to split off. No, there's nothing there. So now, where are we going? Gonna rally back and come at this third. Looks like Federally is, well, thinking about a push. Pick off 2 mutas rallying over to the third. This third's gonna go down. Those Zerglings are gonna do work. Army turns to fight the air army. Looks like everything's hotkeyed. All the Zerglings are rallying to the air army. There is just so much anti-air here. 50 supply lead plus. Tempests are all going to go down. The Zerglings are going to do work. 29 probes lost in this exchange by those Zerglings. Void Rays are going to get taken care of. And that's going to be the end of game number 2. And the final game of this series and the final game